When does a land become your bona fide property in Ghana, or when do you have sole ownership, or you can claim sole ownership to a land? Today we are going to talk about land title registration in Ghana and the processes that you can go through to get your land registered in your name. There is a general misconception out there that once you buy a land and then you have your site plan and then your indenture, the land belongs to you. Technically it might, but legally it doesn't necessarily belong to you. Indenture is just the first step that you take in order to get the land in your possession or in your name under Ghanaian laws. Right, so today I'll quickly take you through the steps that you have to take once you bought a land and then you can register it in your name. All right, so there are 6 major ways to own a land in Ghana. The first one is called the allodial title, and then we have the common law freehold, we have the customary law freehold, we have the usufructuary interest, we have the leasehold interest, and we have the customary tenancy. Now, among all these 6, the most common and the one that is available now is the leasehold interest. The others are still available, but because of the terms and the conditions of the current laws in Ghana, you might not be eligible for that. So the ones that most people are eligible to, and in our company, MeDea GH Limited, we do for our clients, is called a leasehold interest. So with the leasehold interest, what it means, the leasehold interest literally means having an interest in land for a certain or ascertainable period. So it means that leasehold interest literally means having a property in your name for a number of years or for a certain period of time. That's why it's called lease. So it's being leased to you for a certain number of years. So it could be an allodial title, an usufruct, or a customary law land that is now being transferred to you on a lease. It ranges from 25 years to 99 years. The highest lease you can have in Ghana is 99 years, right? But then depending on certain conditions, it can be less. Okay, so how do you register your land? You've bought your land, you've gone through all the transactional steps that you are supposed to go through. Now the land is yours. Your landowner or the lessor now signs an indenture for you, which is just a legal agreement stating that he has sold this particular portion of land to you. If you look at our previous video, we've described what a full or a complete indenture should look like. If you haven't, please go back and look at it. So once your indenture is complete, then you take it to the Lands Commission, all right? Or you can get an intermediary who is versed with the processes like MeDea GH, our company, so that we can front it for you and then register it for you. But the regular process, you go to the Lands Commission and then you let them know your intention that you want to register your land. The first thing that you normally do is that you're going to pay a stamp duty on your land, which is a percentage. It normally ranges from 0.5% to 1% of the value of your land. Once you have the stamp duty, it goes through other processes like the land search, because they have to know exactly who owns the land on the ground and in their records, who owns the land. Once that is also certified, they would have to take it through the various departments in the Lands Commission. So we have the PVLMD, we have the SMD, we have the LRD, that they would have to pass them through all those departments to make sure that whoever sold the land to you is the rightful owner. If your land checks all these departments, then you are ready to go to the next stage. It is presented for the first registration. This goes through several processes, which I'm not going to bore you with. That one, the Lands Commission is going to take care of it. But what you should take note that if you're able to go through all these, you're going to have your cadastral. So your cadastral is now your plotted site plan on the Ghanaian base map, which wherever your land is located, whether in Accra or in Kumasi or wherever you're doing your land title, they are now going to plot it on the Ghanaian base map. Then they were going to give you another site plan called the cadastral, right? So once you have the cadastral, now they are going to present it for the second registration, where the cadastral comes with a yellow card. Recently, I'm not sure, but they don't do the yellow card, but once depending on where you are doing it, sometimes they might give you the yellow card, other times too it will just move on to the next stage. Once it goes through the second registration, your land is now ready to also be published in a national newspaper. The reason they do that is to make sure that nobody else owns the land apart from you. So it is published in the newspaper, I think between two weeks and then 3 weeks. If nobody comes to contest for the ownership of the land, now it is presented for your land title. It also goes for another search to make sure that there's no other title that is conflicting on your land. If it passes that search and there's no title that is conflicting with your land, then now they sign up for your land title. Sometimes you might be given probationary land title or interim land title for you to hold for a number of years, and within these number of years, if nobody comes to contest for the land, then they give you your actual land title. The reason they do that is to make sure that in the future nobody comes back to the Lands Commission to say that they didn't do their due diligence in giving you your land title. And once you have the land title, now it's now your bona fide property, it belongs to you, you have full ownership to the land, and then you enjoy the full benefits of having your land title. Watch our next video. We are going to discuss the importance of having land title and why you shouldn't leave your land don't buy land, just hold your indenture and then think that is enough. Why it is very important to have your land title.